Alrighty, welcome back. We're talking about Namaka today. Again, she's the new thing. She's the new hotness. She's the fun one. So we gotta talk about her. We got to, I gotta get the, videos in talking about this new dragon that I'm having actually a blast flying, a blast playing with. She's literally become my new favorite dragon to use. Not always the best dragon to use, but my favorite to use. Very much surpassing Ronan in that, or at least equaling him. So what I want to talk about today is how I have runed Namaka. So a lot of people have questions, and I think Namaka is actually a little different because most of the time we haven't used the epic runes for at least most of us, right? If you get a mythic, you put your mythics on them. You put the, we look at my Pathox, right? My Pathox has mythic ammo, has his legendary rune of specters and his mythic glyph of specters, but then has two other mythic glyphs, the glyph of sparkles and glyph of the hunt, right? Ronin for me is very similar, where they have the runes of mythics, and we didn't use the epic rune that they came with because it just didn't do as much. Now, I think Namaka is a different case, as you've seen. I personally think that this rune of Gales is really, really important to her. So it boosts, what does it do? It boosts Deflecting Gale damage. And Deflecting Gale is her white spell, this one, that dodges incoming projectiles and puts out damage of towers. So the spell itself, the rune itself, her mythic increases the invoker attack, so that's her tapping, and it increases Deflecting Gale damage by 20%. Her legendary increases Deflecting Gale damage by 15%, so that's 35% more damage between the two. And her epic rune does 10%. Hey, who knew? Each one incrementing by 5, or decrementing by 5, depending on which way you're going. So that gives a total of 45% more damage for that specific spell. Now, Namaka, as I've talked about in past videos, struggles with getting damage out in certain situations, and so you want to help her be able to damage things as quickly as possible. There will come moments as you're attacking where she will have everything on cooldown, and so the more damage that you're doing in the times where you don't have things on cooldown, where you don't have her Deflecting Gale on cooldown, where you don't have her normal attacks on cooldown, and you don't have Cresting Wave on cooldown, is all the better, right? You want to be putting out as much damage as possible with her. And so I think that the extra 10% boost from Deflecting Gale is really, really, really important. Now, what else do you do? So you put on your 3 runes, and what do you do after that? Well, right now there's not much you can do. Now, I have seen some examples of Namaka in the wild. Some people who have shared screenshots with me who have used, I believe it's Leos mythic rune that has non-class restricted dragon HP. So they put it on Namaka for that bonus HP, and I think that that's really, really beneficial. Namaka, all her spells are based off of HP, so that really helps with the damage. Always good. I have seen others who have put on, I believe it's Neptis rune, or glyph rather, Neptis glyph that boosts her, boosts dragon attack. It's a non-class restricted dragon attack boost, and I think that is good. Like, if I had that in this spot, I probably would put it on her, just because, why not? We don't have a lot of things in the game right now that are non-class restricted. We don't have a lot of runes that do that. So, because of that, I would really, really expect to, I would really, really recommend that if you have those, go with them. If you don't, she does rely on rage. So right now, Rage is the choice that I have made. I went with this 7.5% Rage generation, and I do have this empty spot right now. I don't fully know what I'm going to do with it yet. I do have another Rage. If you look here, we do have another legendary Rage glyph that could be equipped on her. It has a different secondary, so it would stack. And that is a big possibility. But a lot of basically everything else I have is class restricted, right? That's increased warrior attack, increased sorcerer attack. So it really comes down to either Rage for me or nothing for now. And I'm kind of taking a pause to just see kind of how things shake out. We've already seen one limited time rune for base defense, right? For the exotic dark flak rune that came to the game. And I think that because I don't know what's coming next. But if a rune came that were specifically either a classless rune or something like that were a limited time rune, I would feel bummed about having a legendary glyph on her that I would need to take off. And granted, that is providing that it's a glyph too. All that said, this is how I've chosen to rune her for now. As we look towards the future, there may be some better options, right? I do expect us to get more, either for the entire ecosystem of dragons as a whole, to where we have more classless runes and glyphs, or I expect us to see things specifically for the Invoker, that economy to develop around the Invoker. Right now, that is the struggle that we are having with her, and it really hinders her in a few ways. But at the end of the day, I think waiting on that last one, if you have Rage, give it to her, equip all her runes, all the runes that come with her on her line, because I think that damage will really, really help. And then maybe just wait. If you have some Rage, if you have a Mythic Rage, man, I would love to have thrown a Mythic Rage on her. Don't have one. All my Mythic Rage is on How, and I haven't gotten another one since I was using her a ton. And I kind of feel bad about taking it off How. You know, like, I don't know. That would be a bummer. But all that said, this is how I've thought about runing her. This is how I've approached runing Namaka. If you have, to me, ultimately, HP, just like for warriors, just like for sorcerers, HP for the Invoker class is going to be a big deal. Their spells will rely, she's the only one, so her spells rely on HP when she's using them. Attack is okay. Rage is really important, but her deflecting gale, that extra 10% damage, really, really gives her a boost. So I hope this helped you as you're probably getting Namaka and trying to think through how you rune her. This is a weird case where I think you really do want that epic rune, and it is different. So hope this helped. Congratulations if you are getting Namaka. Let me know in the comments if you did, how you ended up ruining her, what you had, right? Because it is somewhat an economy of what you have as well to put on her too. So let me know. Have a good one. I will see you later. Peace.